RLCS and all the players that have given their all so far. Thank you very much for everyone coming out to support our game. We're going to do everything to keep making the game better, the RLCS better.
I gotta ask, Gibbs or did you guys expect that?
No, not in a million years.
What's up, everybody? Lawler here, your inside source for all things Rocket League, and a little bit different of an intro for y'all, as you just saw. That footage was actually taken from RLCS Season 1 in Los Angeles, where I was standing in the caster booth alongside the other two people that were going to be casting the next match, and recording the reactions of what people had for Rumble. Rumble was announced actually at the Season 1 World Championships by Jeremy Dunham, obviously, as you guys saw on stage. And the kind of thought process started churning about, well, what is Rumble going to be? What is Rumble going to turn into? And for a long time, obviously, Rumble was just an extra mode. It was a separate playlist. It didn't have a ranked mode or any of that kind of stuff. And it got a lot of us thinking, even all the way back then, what could this be if we had like a competitive scene? And the thing we came up with in the early days of Rumble is, imagine going in with a dedicated 3-man team, and between your team members, you have to choose one power-up. Which 3 power-ups will make the best team composition to win a match, where only this person can use spikes, only this person can use the plunger or whatever it may be. And that's what we thought would be really cool for a competitive Rumble, rather than just 3v3. You get RNG power-ups and whatever you get is what you get. That is not the case, and we hoped for something different. And now, today officially is a new limited time mode called Tactical Rumble. Comes out today on June 3rd and will go all the way until June 7th. And I also don't know why the limited time mode is such a short time period. We don't have the RLCSX Championship until the 15th, so we've got a little bit, like a week and a half, until we actually get into that. And I think that Tactical Rumble would be a really cool like distraction until we get to those days. I will say, though, a lot of people are probably asking, like, what the heck is Tactical Rumble? So let's get into it. Looking at the blog post that they put out yesterday, there's a new limited time mode. So they're using their Rocket Labs rotation for Tactical Rumble, which is going to be starting today. And the way that it works, as you can probably see by the picture and the thumbnail, is you actually are going to be given 3 power-ups. And from there is where it gets a little bit interesting. Number one, what the heck are my key bindings going to be? I still don't know how it's going to play out. I haven't, again, I'm recording this the day before, so it's not out yet, even though I'm saying today. But I have no idea what the actual power-ups are, like how you're going to choose between the power-ups or how that'll all work. So key binding things might be a little bit more difficult, but you get the choice of 3 power-ups, and each of those power-ups are put in a different category by their cooldown. There's a 10-second cooldown, a 15-second cooldown, and a 20-second cooldown. The power-ups that are in the 10-second cooldown are the Tornado, the Car Swapper, and the Disruptor, the one that makes it so your car has a limited boost and you just boost around the whole time. The 15-second cooldown is the Power Hitter, Grapple Hook, and the Boot. And then the 20-second cooldown is the Magnetizer, the Freezer, the Plunger, the Haymaker, and Spikes. And the way that it works is when you get your power-up back up, you get to choose between one of these 3, and based upon the one that you decide you want to use, when you do use it, that will then create that cooldown. So if you're like, you know what, out of these 3 options, the Plunger's the best, you use the Plunger, you got to wait 20 seconds until you get it again. Or if you're sitting there and you're like, you know what, in this moment, having the boot to kick my defender out on a 1v1, that's perfect. Then you only have a 15-second cooldown, so on and so forth. So it adds a little bit more strategy and a lot of chaos, because not only was it already chaotic when you had one power up and everybody was just using what they wanted, but now you're going to have people actually trying to be tactical, hence the name, or use a little bit more strategy about what is the optimal way to play the game, which should be pretty exciting. I like adding a little bit of depth to the Rumble style. There's a lot of people that do enjoy Rumble on a competitive side. It's probably the most played playlist out of all the extra modes, to my knowledge, just because it's really casual friendly. And even in a couple videos ago, if you haven't seen it, I talked about building out the Rocket League ecosystem and possibly doing like a Mario Kart-esque type Rocket League with that IP involved. But Rumble itself, I think, has a lot of potential. And I think the fact that they're messing with pre-existing modes and adding unique elements to this, because this has never happened. We've never had the ability to do multiple power-ups at the same time, or even pick between some power-ups. And the best thing about it is, because this will now be in the coding for the game, it allows certain modders, Lethamir, to really manipulate and figure out some fun stuff that they can do with this. So I'm personally really excited to figure out how this one plays out, as well as what the next step will be once it's in the game's coding, that what Lethamir will be able to do and manipulate and how I'll be able to mess with this. But I may actually have to hop in and play some sweaty games of Rumble. I think it'll be really, really fun if you have a dedicated 3-man squad and a lot of communication, and being able to coordinate a really exciting play between 9 power-ups and figuring out split second, okay, we have these power-ups, what's the most optimal, how do we want to do this? And kind of further develops that meta. I think that's something that we've always wanted. As someone who enjoys competitive more than anything, I think it'll be really, really cool to see how that develops. I still think the original idea of being able to have to figure out like a team composition with only one power-up, and that's the only power-up you can do, would actually be really cool, and seeing the meta evolve with that. But that is a pipe dream for me personally. Overall, I'm curious on what you guys all think about the Rumble power-up situation. Are you guys going to actually play this? Is it going to be just a thing that you're happy it's only for a few days? I do still think that they should extend it a little bit past that, but ultimately, let me know your guys' questions down below. Do you guys like this? Is there tweaks that you'd like to make? Do you think my idea of the whole like one power-up with the team composition, like a really super sweaty Rumble, is a good idea? Let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comments down below, and links to the blog post. The blog post that I'm looking at all this information will be in the description as well. That is going to wrap it up for this video. Short, sweet, nice and easy for you all. If you do have any questions, comments, concerns, in addition to what we're talking about, make sure you drop those in the comments down below. I'll get to them when I can. And for everything else, obviously, if you guys enjoy the content, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and if you guys haven't seen it, probably somewhere over on this side is going to be a video that YouTube's like, hey, you should watch it. And then right here should probably be one that I've picked personally for you. Make sure you guys go watch those as well. Yeah, more fun things coming out here in the near future. We've got an interview with Scrub that should be dropping tomorrow. Also some stuff keeping you guys up to date on the Intel World Open, and much, much more. So that is going to do it for this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.